Here you are, face to face in this trashy bar.
Episode 7, Breaking the Performance Mask When Confidence Becomes a Cage. Welcome back to the Legacy Leaders podcast, the space where we strip away the fluff and speak truth into the parts of leadership that usually get pushed aside. I'm Janice Elsley, your host for today, leadership and change expert, international author, and unapologetic believer in doing leadership differently. This show isn't about quick hacks or hollow motivation. It's about the real work, the inner work that shapes how you lead, how you show up, and what you leave behind. So if you're ready to lead with more humanity, more courage, and more legacy, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Today, I want to talk about the leader who looks unshakable on the outside, but inside, you're tired, not just physically, you're mentally stressed, emotionally worn, spiritually disconnected, because in high-achieving circles, especially with mission-driven women, this is what we're taught. We're taught to perform, to deliver, to keep proving. We confuse performance with presence and confidence with constant output. But here's the truth. Sometimes what looks like confidence is just a mask. And over time, that mask becomes a cage. Now let's dive in. The supple trap of overperformance. You know the scene. You're in a meeting, a vague task gets dropped, silence, you say, I've got it, not because you're available, but because you're addicted to being reliable, because your identity is tied to being the one who holds it all and fixes it all, delivers always. It looks like leadership. But let's be honest, what's actually driving it? It's fear. Fear of being seen as less valuable, fear of being irrelevant, fear that if you don't over-deliver, you'll be overlooked. This is what I call survival mode leadership. It's not driven by purpose, it's driven by pressure. And it's a slow road to burnout disguised as excellence. Let's pull back the curtains even more. Your brain isn't broken, it's just been trained. Through early experiences, maybe childhood, through corporate culture, through past bosses who rewarded performance but never presence. And here's what your nervous system has learned. If I overachieve, I'll be safe. If I stay busy, I won't be questioned. And if I do more, they'll need me. But here's the kicker. The brain doesn't know the difference between survival and overfunctioning. So even with a full calendar, your body thinks you're in danger and you call it leadership. But it's hypervigilance in a blazer. Let's be clear. This isn't about strength. It's about safety. And your worth was never meant to hang on how much you can hold. Here's what I need you to hear. So the most impactful leaders I've worked with, they didn't lead from invincibility. They led from integrity. They knew how to pause, how to breathe, how to say, I don't have the answer today, and that's okay. Leadership without the mask looks like saying, I don't have capacity right now. Letting your team know when you need support is really important. Redefining strong as honest, not stoic. And yes, taking off the mask might disappoint people, but it will liberate you. Because when you stop performing, you start leading from wholeness, not just wound. This week's challenge, I want you to take a real moment of reflection, and I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time I over-delivered? Not because I was aligned, but because I was afraid of what would happen if I didn't. Write it down. What truth were you avoiding? What story were you trapped in? Then choose one moment this week to take that mask off and say no. Ask for help. Show up without the performance armor. Let your humanity lead. That's where your real authority lives. If this episode cracks something open in you, please pass it on to another leader who looks strong on the outside, but you know they're carrying too much alone. Let's normalize leadership that makes space for being human. You don't have to earn your worth through exhaustion. You're allowed to be brilliant and you need a break. Until next time, I'm Janice Elsley, and this is the Legacy Leaders podcast. Thanks again for tuning in. And if today's message sparks something in you, share it and tag me on Instagram at Janice Elsley. I would love to hear your biggest takeaways, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It helps more leaders find this message. And remember, lead whole, lead real, and lead with legacy. Thank you.